Hello again. Good morning. My name is Heather Roberson, and I'm the chair of the board of directors of ACTNOW. We are a New York-based, all-volunteer grassroots organization with over 1,000 dedicated volunteers, including myself, who work together to support progressive issues and candidates. We have been actively involved in the cause of Albany reform over the past several years and in the fight for nonpartisan redistricting for the past year. The last time I testified before this panel, it was September 21st, before any lines had been drawn, and at that time we were calling for a nonpartisan redistricting commission. To that end, we had organized rallies, reached out to voters across the state, traveled to Albany to speak with our legislators face-to-face, and so on. We did this because we believed then, as we believe today, that it is simply bad for democracy when political incumbents are in charge of drawing their own electoral districts. We're not the only ones who believe this. As you know, a poll of New Yorkers in August, way back in August, revealed that 80% wanted a nonpartisan redistricting process. And another poll in December revealed about the same thing. The numbers of people who support a nonpartisan redistricting process are actually growing. But of course, as you also know, nothing actually happened with this. Our legislators ignored the wishes of their voters by failing to resolve this issue, and LATFOR went on with fulfilling its mandated role. The first draft has only helped to prove our point. Oh. The early reports show that, and I should preface this by saying, I'm not an elections lawyer, I'm not an expert on drawing electoral districts. There are people who are, and this is my understanding so far, is that there's a large variance in the size of state Senate districts, and that this variance favors upstate Republican-leaning districts and shortchanges Democratic-leaning downstate districts. According to one report, almost every district north of Westchester is more than 4.5% smaller than the average district, while every district in New York City is more than 3% larger than the average district size. Also, the new lines that force existing Democratic state senators to run against one another, while the same has not been done to existing Republican state senators. Although, of course, we encourage competition, including competition between existing legislators, this appears to have been the case of gerrymandering, of the state Senate Republicans acting in bad faith with the purpose of making electoral gains. So what is left to be done at this point? Well, due to the inaction of our legislators, it is too late for an independent process in time for this redistricting round, or so they say. But the LATFOR process has proven insufficient for producing fair lines. So what's left? At this stage, we would ask the governor to veto these lines and to veto any such lines that result from a process that is so tainted with partisanship until we get the fair lines that New Yorkers deserve. We shouldn't stop until we get it right. Now, as I mentioned before, ACTNOW is an all-volunteer organization, and as such, our work is not in engaging big donors to contribute to our campaigns or in cutting deals behind closed doors. Our work is in engaging ordinary New Yorkers as political actors and educating them and talking to them about the issues that matter to them most. And from that vantage point, I would like to share with you an observation. When we started our work to reform Albany about 5 or 6 years ago, the problem of dysfunction in Albany was not terribly well known among ordinary New Yorkers. With each voter or potential volunteer we encountered, we had to start at the very beginning and explaining it to them step by step. But now, thanks to Senators Espada and Montserrat, and thanks to issues like marriage equality and hydrofracking that have focused attention on politics here in our state, and thanks to this redistricting fiasco, New Yorkers are paying attention. People know that there is a problem in our state government and they want something done about it. So in closing, I would ask for all of you and all of the legislators and community leaders who have taken the time to attend these hearings today and who have already worked so arduously on this issue to not just continue your work, but to redouble your efforts. The people of New York are behind you every step of the way. They are still looking for heroes of Albany reform, and they are counting on you. Thank you very much for your time.